Alright, hey everyone. Today I just wanted to sort of talk about recovery from a spiritual perspective. So, when you're dealing with something like schizophrenia or like bipolar or any kind of paranoia, I think a lot of people have the tendency to believe, I think, a lot of things that are not true in the spirit, because obviously spiritual stuff does exist, but you have to discern and be careful what you actually believe. So I was diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia, and it meant like I was saying a lot of stuff that wasn't really making a lot of sense and wasn't true. I'm believing a lot of things that weren't true. I'm not going to go into specifics today, but essentially remember that when you're dealing with an illness like that, it's best to learn to observe the thoughts and the feelings and the voices, maybe. Just to not believe in them, but just let them pass through your mind, like you're watching them like on a movie screen or watching them like the clouds in the sky, because eventually clouds pass by, you know? And I think illnesses like that originally start from a spiritual perspective, you know? Like your spirit may be dampened by a lot of stuff that you've been watching or listening to and stuff like that, you know? Because your soul, when people talk about spirituality, they're mostly talking about the soulality, like the soul reality. The soul is what is essentially what what you experience in this body. When it's not like a difficulty or mental health, it originates in the soul because the spirit is always pure peace. So when you're dealing with something from the soul, it's like a lesson from the spirit for your mind to heal or your mind to become more aware of something that needs to be understood or needs to be taught to inevitably make you a better person. Like, you're already a perfect person created in the image of source and spirit, but you may not be aware of that, and you may have been going into a lot of judgments about the world or yourself or other people. So your soul reality, soulality, has to teach you a few lessons, and sometimes it can manifest in bad thoughts, voices, paranoia, and stuff like that. So the best thing you can do is learn to observe and learn to find what's good for your mind, what's good for your soul. Because in heaven and in spirit, at the end of the day, everything is fine. You know, it's beyond time, but your soul and your body and your mind and your heart has to learn and heal from things. This is just what I've learned, you know, because there's no point completely denying spirituality when you have mental illness. It's better just to accept what you believe and then talk about it and try and research and learn if it's true. Because I don't really delve into the dark side of stuff, but it does exist, you know. It's not necessarily good and evil, it's more like light and dark. When you learn to not be afraid of the dark, you also learn to not be afraid of the light too. But you can't delve too much into the dark stuff because it'll manifest in your soul as like hurting your soul in a way, which can cause mental health problems. So with schizophrenia, it's like I used to believe I was lots of things, but when I let the thoughts pass and I spoke it out loud, like releasing it, I was able to sort of learn truly who I am. And that's just a good person, you know. I'm not. You, there's a verse in the Bible that says your mistakes do not define you, and there's another verse from Jesus saying, "Do not worry about your life." So if your mistakes do not define you, then you're not your mistakes. Then don't worry about it, which means what you really are is true peace and awareness. You're what watches the thoughts, not are the thoughts. So recovery is just about learning to do what's best for you, whether that's creating stuff, exercising, reading, video games, friendships, family, therapy, whatever it is, do it. If you want to do all of that, do it. Just to stay well can be difficult, but learning about the spirit, about the truth of things, can bring it forward to your soul and to your mind, and it can really help. That's essentially what karma is, and it's essentially what grace is. You do good to yourself, you'll feel good. Do good to other people, you'll feel good. Do bad to yourself, you feel bad. Do bad to other people, you feel bad. But the grace is where it's like, don't worry about the past, because none of that's going to come back to haunt you. Because you've repented in a way, like you've let it go. So this is just a message of hope, just don't give up, because at one point I thought it wasn't okay to say or to talk or like to feel any spiritual things. But it is okay. I think the mental health system is a bit difficult when it comes to that, because not a lot of people have been trained in knowing a lot about spiritual stuff. But if that's the case and you're in somewhere that is mostly focused on mental and physical health, go with that and learn what's best for your mental health, and then when you're free and you feel yourself getting better, delve more into the spiritual stuff, and then you'll be more spiritually, soulfully, mentally well, and physically well. So yeah, peace.